Yo, Balash, what's up? How you doing, buddy? I'm good. We play today. We might after the stream. I'm down. I'm free today. We can play only 5 sec, I guess. Oh, you don't have room anymore. Okay. Oh, we can also just queue normal. Huh? I'm not. It's not a big deal for me. That is not a problem, my friend. Oh, I forgot to. 1 second. I remember Existence said he will be coaching in the future, but if I look at his social, he's fully disappeared. Hey, Lip. I talked to Existence like a few weeks ago. I don't really know what he's up to now. I think he's more. I think he's sort of fully transitioned to Valorant at the moment. At least that was the case. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's okay. It's okay. I fully understood what you meant. Don't worry about it, bro. Yo, Isa, what's up? So, welcome everybody. First of all, as I'm drinking my coffee and not even saying hi. We are watching Falcons versus MOUZ. I did not watch the game live, so I'm excited to watch it. And I'm gonna be prioritizing kyousuke's POV as much as possible. Like that's the idea. I mean, I've watched the guy already, watched him play already, but I would like to get a better sense of who he is as a player. Like how does he play? What's his tendencies? Did you see Aurora? Who they beat in semi? In quarter. They played heroic, right? I saw that they had like a blistering first half on Mirage. Oh, sorry, mistakes were made. Ah, come back. Yeah, so they won like 11-0 or something on Mirage, and the game got a little bit competitive. I was watching like in the corner of my eye. Yeah, not much you could have done against that. Ooh, 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 ooh. I guess first round aim. It's still winnable, but yeah, I was gonna say Monesi has to try and take a duel at some point. It's such a terrible position to find yourself in when you're down the ramp like that and you have multiple opponents because you know one of them is going to be holding you and you can't just let the defuse happen. So hey, the defuse is going to come through, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That's the risk if the bomb is slightly planted to the left, then you really have to fully commit up the ramp to fight and see it, which means you have to basically give yourself up to the city who's holding you. It's really uncomfortable. ça. Ooh, force buy. Wait. Like, that's a strange way to open the round for Falcons. Is that gonna be like a fake B? Yeah, Kingston has Molly and Smoke. Oh, they're going back, okay. Oh, they were just they were just making sure nobody's pushing A main then, I guess. I thought they wanted to build into some sort of B fake, but no, this was just a spread map control save type stuff. And then everybody's going back to A split. Yo, Spiro, what's up? Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, Zershan has to rotate real fast because Jimpat was about to get 5v1. That's a really good smoke. That smoke from, I don't know if it was Impact or Exertion, but it stops, like it puts a halt to the execute so much so that the rotation, the next wave of rotation has plenty of time to be where they need to be. And now you notice Torji just ran from right to left. That's specifically to create a timing for Sphinx. Yeah, it's exactly for that. It's a good trade though. But now, whereas we started this round saying that MOUZ were going to be in a bad position because Impact was alone and Exertion was CT spawn, now they've had plenty of time to reinforce the A side, so technically they're in a good spot. Or at least a decent spot. I like what MOUZ is doing. I like how they're resetting the clutch. They were extremely known in the donut position, so both of them just go back to CT spawn. Broden is coming with a decent timing, still held by Nico. But it's a good way to reset the clutch. He still finds a kill. Oh, that's crazy. Broden found like 190 damage. Or a kill 0.9 out of not much. He sees the shadow. Very well played from Tezis. Really well played from Tezis. Doesn't get the kill, but it doesn't matter. He stayed alive long enough to close the clutch anyway. That was an interesting round. With lots of redirection, lots of reactive calls, and like basically handcrafting solutions in live. That was cool. That was nice. How are you doing, Spiro? And I miss those years like punk rock. We're just doing B contact now. Okay, no BXEC. But simplified BXEC. They beat the timing of the smoke. Yeah, okay. It really is the speed of the execute that puts Falcons in such a good position because they beat the smoke. That's a long Molotov. Kyousuke didn't really have to do much so far. Huh? We didn't have much to eat. Oof, this is gonna be a massacre. Doesn't even get any kit. Wow. Nico's just not sharing. He hasn't had one of... Yeah, he's gonna cross that, so we'll go get... No, he's not gonna get it. Well, let's just say Kyousuke didn't stat pad so far. That's the least we can say. This is the anti-mid push Molotov. Ooh, ooh, he's using it to peek behind it. Okay, he's still pretty isolated. Huh? Smoke entrance donut. Did they miss their? No, is that a CT defensive smoke? I wasn't sure. I would be surprised if they actually missed the red smoke at that level. So it's probably a defensive CT smoke. Would have given away the shadow if someone was on the boost there. Funny, Falcons is not letting go of the rest of the map, huh? Even if they have this. Wow. Oh my god. This is old Jimmy there. Was that Jimmy? Oh, did they do a late boost? That's interesting. To do this late boost at 53 seconds, the timing is absolutely perfect. Oh my, this timing could not have been better. This is how Counter-Strike can be cruel sometimes, because the idea of Falcons, the triple contact aim in is it's not a bad call at all. It's an absolutely decent call. The problem is that they were 5 seconds late on the setup. 5 seconds earlier, and then it's a completely different story. But Jimpa had a perfect spray transfer as well, and kyousuke couldn't do anything. Can I find? Yeah, thank you. They blew open the nade so Monasi could try and get an open kill. That was a miss. That was a miss nade. I'm not sure why you would use that Molotov for that. I don't think that Molotov is accomplishing much. Even if you push them a little bit away from their close position mid, there's nothing you're going to do about it. So in that sense, I think it's a bit of a wasted util. At least I don't really see what the util is giving you. Oh, he spotted him. Oh. Definitely lost that trade. And meanwhile, while Falcons was trying to get opening kill towards mid, you could see Roland and Spinks both pushed. Roland came from cave, Spinks came from down ramp. They cleared out B and they got the kill on top of that. So this is incredibly MOUZ favored. Look at this reposition. You will notice, guys, it's something that you probably never do when you play Face It or anything like that, because why would we ever do that when we play Face It? You see the reposition from MOUZ to keep Falcons guessing and have them waste time. MOUZ had taken all of this space, right? MOUZ had all of this. They went down from ramp, they went down from cave, they got the kill, they cleared B lane completely. And instead of leaving a player here or there, or maybe even here, which is something we would imagine to do in Face It, or worse, pushing behind, because that's what people would do in Face It, what they do is they completely reposition, they do the double cave setup, and they know that if Falcons take the risk of reclaiming that space, they'll either do it quick, but very loudly, or they'll waste an incredible amount of time checking all of these dangerous line of sight here, there. They know they will check all of the line of sights. It's gonna take a million years. So MOUZ have no intention of giving away the 5v4 that they have. So they reset. They got Torji on the op, B ramp. They get the double. Sort of flick it up in cave. This really well played. It's a good reposition, and this should allow Zertion to go back to A completely because B is definitely not dangerous. I don't know. I don't know how Falcons get. The only thing that I dislike about MOUZ setup is that they are giving away a tremendous amount of space in donut, in red. I mean, Xertion's first line of contact is here. That's the only thing I'm not quite sure I like. And this is where Falcons is genuinely going right now. With 25 seconds, eventually they will have to speed up. And this is the reposition. Oh my god, no, don't tell me he's gonna get caught. Oh. They smoked to cross it. Oh my god. Don't tell me this is actually gonna work. He can get the plant, huh? Is he planting open? Oh, okay, it's over. Oh, okay, for a second, I thought he would plant on the other side, opposite side of behind. I couldn't even actually. Never mind. He couldn't. So he was doomed. He was doomed. But I thought for a second that this space was a little bigger, but no, he couldn't. He was genuinely GG. They didn't give themselves enough time. Oh, sorry for that. Well, we're watching a kyousuke review, and unfortunately for now, poor man hasn't had anything to do or nor hasn't been in any difference-making position. So I guess there's going to be a huge turnaround because I don't think he ended up with a bad stats. Oh, that flash! Oh, the timing of the flash is so unfortunate. Oh, they're switching weapons. Ah, okay. I was wondering why kyousuke was going back. He's being given an AK because he's got the only Kevlar now. Okay, that makes sense. Did you guys see this game live? Or is this the first time for you? First time I watched the second map. Is the key to Falcons winning just having Nico not tilting? No, I think this is oversimplification. Hey, Instant! How's it going, my little lurker? Why does he hold his knife? I believe your walking speed, knife in hand, is slightly higher than weapon in hand, so these are micro differences, but he's still trying to optimize his movement speed. My little lurker instance in the chat. Okay, that's on you, buddy. Ooh, that second kill was killing. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's in a world of shit. But this is already huge. Yo, listen. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Whether or not they win this round, this is genuinely huge economical damage here. It's fantastic adjustment here. He was sort of mid-spray. And you maybe would want to favor the plan, but the thing is he gets another weapon down. So that's triple economical damage onto MOUZ in a round that really didn't have much to work with, and I'm lurking, just doing work while I watch. Let's go. Yeah, financially you could see it drained the MOUZ a little bit. So, and also from a confidence perspective, this was kyousuke's start of the game, I guess. He hadn't had a single kill before that. Perfect. Oh, oof! This is fast. This is a fast adjustment. Look at it. He sees him, so he grenades for himself. Monis is flashing for him at the same time. Boom. And bam! Adjustment, first bullet. And it doesn't really matter if he gets traded. It's still... Well, I was going to say... Well, never mind. I was about to say this is still a very, very favorable situation for the T's, but this was before Yimpat went on a absolute tear. Anti-flash. Oh, this move is so perfect from Yimpat. Oh, no, 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 no. The whole move is just absolute masterclass. From the solo jump onto the ledge, turning around to avoiding the flash, turning back at the right timing, trading kyousuke, and then here spray control through the roof. Oof. Do you think Falcons will win today? Remind me who they play against. They play against Aurora. They play against Aurora, right? Then yes, I think Falcons is winning. I think Falcons is going to the grand final. In fact, Falcons might be my pick to win the event, depending on Vitality's form, of course. But we talked about it. We talked about it yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I told you guys that I felt like Falcons were at this very moment in such a their own event. We're not. I am not an expert in conflict of interest, so you're not gonna get a what's it called, a controversial statement out of me when it comes to conflict of interest. I let that. It's not my table. I let other people more qualified than I am to deal with that. But I said yesterday or the day before that I thought Falcons were in an extremely threatening position for their opponents right now because they've had they're still in the highs of the new recruit. The guy is an incredible player, so you have this hype, and everybody's giving a little bit more, or at least their best versions of themselves. And then they've had a little bit of time, so that they're not just running around spontaneously creating Counter Strike. I feel like they're at this very moment they're in a super threatening position. Really, the only real question is, I think, how Vitality is going to show up against Mongols, and this is going to be a really cool litmus test to see where they're at, as everybody agrees they were. Sorry. Everybody agrees Vitality were disappointing against Mongols last time. But this is gonna be the litmus test. Oh, you're so dead. No, this is really well played from kyousuke here, staying alive, but the flank is coming in. But how did you see how kyousuke just kept forcing the CT to peek towards him, and that gave an opening to Kixen? It's super important. Oh my god, and Kixen's actually going to get multi-kill. Ooh! Okay, we're gonna rewatch this from Kixen's POV, and then we're gonna watch it from kyousuke again. I feel like kyousuke did the most of the front work in this round, but we can watch it from Kixen's POV real quick. You see how Brolin is hyper focused on kyousuke? We'll go back to it. I'll show you what I mean. Roger, thank you very much for the follow. Wow, that was a strong 180 or 90 degree. I think well, obviously Kixen is the hero from a fragging perspective, but I think kyousuke did an incredible amount of work. I'll show you guys. So kyousuke goes up first, crosses the molly and all. Here already great pathing. He finds the AWP. Boom, that's a free kill. And then from here, look how he knows where Brolin is. He knows where Brolin is, but you notice how he's not fully committing. He's just forcing. He's retreating a little bit. He's forcing Brolin to be sort of vacuumed by that fight, and that gives Kixen an opportunity. Do you know how Vitality wins so many shit buy rounds? Well, I would usually when you win these quote unquote low buy rounds, it's usually either because you have a pretty good idea, like there's a little finesse to it, and you have a trick or a timing that you use. And actually, Brolin did a good job. I'm missing this part. Let me rewatch it. I didn't watch it from Brolin's POV. I was just focused on what kyousuke was doing. And then obviously having players that are extremely proficient with the deagle, that will definitely help you win these buys. Let's see. I didn't see Brolin's POV. How many bullets did Brolin actually miss on target? Because the rest of it he was just somehow pre-firing. You can count how many bullets are missed on target. 1, 2, 3. From here on out, it's just the target isn't even in his crosshairs. He's just pre-firing. So he missed 3 bullets. 3 bullets he missed, and he would have needed only 1. So kyousuke keeps doing this Molotov right there, and this is to avoid Xertion's like super aggressive move if you wanted to come close to the smoke. They keep using that Molotov. I'm not exactly sure what it accomplishes because they rarely really fight for mid early. Oh, that's his thing, huh? Blowing up in the smoke with flash over top. Hey! Vixie CS. First of all, thank you very much for using your Prime on this channel. I appreciate it, and welcome. I don't believe I'm familiar with the nickname because I'm usually pretty good with it, but thank you very much for your Prime. It's very nice of you. Are you going to watch? Are you going to stream the Falcons versus Vitality game later? No, I don't have streaming rights. I'm gonna watch it on my own probably, and then we'll do a probably demo review tomorrow. I am a lurker in streams. Well, that's quite okay. I'm happy with lurkers too. I appreciate the support. Thank you. Wait, I looked at the sub and then suddenly everybody was dead. Oh, this is the. It happens again now. MOUZ really have a propensity to squeeze down B ramps. It's something they've already done twice in this game. And this is usually from Roland in cave, and then Sphinx here is even helped by Torji. Oh, the timing is unfortunate for Monesi. Oh, this is unfortunate. It's not that Monesi would have 100% won that duel, but he switched gun at the very second. Wait, thank you, Vixie. So how do you turn things around in a freaking 2v4 with bomb down? I think MOUZ never realized they had the bomb. One smoke, one molly. Oh, this is the moment. Everything is decided in this very moment. You have double line of sight from the CTs. You either cross and then maybe you can discuss about having a clutch, or you die on the cross. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, never mind. I knew this was the moment. Like the whole clutch or the potential of the clutch would be decided in this line of sight. Ooh, ooh, that second peak is so clean. Oh, what do you think about Makaza? I have not watched a million games of Navi with him yet. From what I have seen, he definitely has like room for improvement in the decision making at the very top level. But I do like that he's extremely aggressive. He's extremely fearless. I think they need that. I think Navi have always needed someone who's ready to take the 40-60 duel and do it with no handbrakes on. You know what I mean? Like really get into the duel, get stuck in. I think he does that. I think he brings that. And I would say his debut have been encouraging, honestly. Like, oh my god, sorry, I had a football game yesterday. I'm still sore as hell. I think his debut have been encouraging, honestly. What is that smoke? What is that smoke? Where does that smoke go? Ah, I'm seeing that. Schönen Tag, boah, es geht mir sehr gut. Wie geht's dir, Buddy? Grüße aus Basel. So he's going into the right corner here. That seems extremely easy. Then bottom of the you get the leaf. Oh, that's a super easy cave smoke. Wow, I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that. It's crazy how they've been. Ooh, 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 ooh. What? Wait, hold on. It's such an aggressive stance that Falcons took in this game. Look how they go and take the fight to CT spawn. It's not just it's literally a two-pronged attack to CT before even planting the bomb. Ooh. Oh my god, the skill level is so high, so high. What was unfortunate for MOUZ is that they didn't really have any heavy presence on B. They mostly had a cave player, but he got smoked immediately. Falcons look strong. I agree with you. If I had to make like what's it called? Like a power ranking, like a snapshot in time right now, I feel like they might be the most impressive team at the event. Exciting. Took only a gazillion of money. Yeah, it's not exactly a budget team. That Mr. Globe Titan, I think we agree on that. It's not a budget team. What do you think of Zontix leaving Spirit for Tenier? I would not have made that trade personally. I do understand that they think Tenier is maybe more promising as a higher ceiling. I think Spirit will. Okay, this was a little bit brave of a duel. I think that Spirit will pay the price of that short term. Now, I'm not saying it will really damage them long term. I think eventually they'll get there, but short term, I think they'll feel the absence of Zontix. Tenia instead of Zwei would have been better. Probably. Yes. I think a player like Zontix, well, we would have needed to see that in rating 3.0 because it's a little bit different. But I think a player like Zontix with his profile was definitely never favored by ratings. And I do think that the the actual plus-value or the byproduct of a player like that is hardly captured in ratings in general. I think. I think Zontix was probably doing way more than what the stats would just let us feel like at the very beginning. That's my take. Zontix also had was a very calm player in clutch situations. Could be extremely cold blooded when needed to be. That's experience too. So again, short term, I think Spirit will come to feel the absence of Zontix. Piluki, thank you very much for the follow. Wait, hold on. Is Falcons gonna actually win this round? How did they? I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Spooky. Yeah, that's the globe. That's what I'm realizing right now. Spooky, thank you very much for the follow. Yo, how did they? Wait, I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I was in POV. Oh my god, Monacy. Damn. How did they mess that up? How did they mess that up? Okay, so 3v5. This is in red. It's been a problem for MOUZ this entire game to control what's good, the aggression in red. They've been struggling with that a lot. Wait, did Broland just retake information like that? Nice. 30 seconds. Okay, that's considering how silent Donut was, and considering Impact's forward position without any sight, I don't think this was necessary. I think this move from Bronan here is triggered by Tessus's noise and aggression in red, and MOUZ not knowing if it's one, two, or three people who are in red, and they are a little bit uncomfortable with the unknown, so they send Roland, or he sends himself for information in cave. Unfortunately, that's a free kill, really. Then Sphinx is located. Yes, you go from having a double cave setup between Ronan and Sphinx to either of them dying one by one, and now you're in a 2v3. This should still be. Well, the problem is MOUZ have 0 util, so they have to retake. Zershan was sort of dealing with keeping an eye on Tessus. Remember, Tessus was here for a long time, and Zershan was roaming around city spawn because Falcons had twice crossed their own smoke to play the A site in the past. So I think Zershan's job was just to make sure that nobody is crossing this area. So he was keeping tab on Tessus, but that put him away from the fight, right? Oh my god, yeah, I mean, Monacy is also absolutely lightning fast. Oh, it was not as terrible as I thought it was, but this was still a, let's qualify it as a thrown away round. That could have been played much better for MOUZ. Especially the Broland Sphinx combo on B, which went from having a synergized position and setup to Broland going alone, grabbing information, dying, and after that, Sphinx getting isolated by Monacy. Salut Skillen. Bah écoute, ouais, pour l'instant je stream, ouais. Et j'aimerais bien trouver une équipe à coacher, franchement. Ça me ferait vraiment énormément plaisir, mais je sais que ça va pas forcément être simple en état. Mais ouais, pour l'instant je stream, ouais. Alright, let's go. I haven't really seen much of kyousuke this half. In fact, in my book, he really only had one very impactful round, and he had 3 kills in the force buy that we highlighted. So this was a really quiet first half of kyousuke. What a what an incredibly A-committed pistol round setup from Falcons. Do you guys think Vitality is gonna get their revenge against Mongols? Do we think that? I genuinely, I'm a little bit tense about this game, about the Vitality Mongols game. I think Falcons are gonna beat Aurora. I think Falcons are going to go to the final. And a Falcons Vitality Grand Final right now would be mega banger. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Did you see? Okay, chat. Talking about synergy and playing off of each other. I'll pause at the right time. You will see how MOUZ have so many line of sights at the same time. This is the definition of playing together. Look, look. Zershan, and now you see how many players from different positions have their eyes on kyousuke right now? You have Zershan, who was flashed off the position, but he's one step away from fighting. You have Spinks in the first corner here. You have Brolan behind Sat. And then you have Jinpa, who's ready to pick him long. Like, how many players are ready to, at the same time, crunch in a position? What are you supposed to do? Oh, yeah, absolute just massacre down there. Oof. Did Kixen fail the flash? Let's see. Well, he's definitely taking a very, very specific. He's definitely taking a specific point. You know, he's got a place he's following. No, Sphinx was anti-flash. No, the flash is perfect. This is the definition of a perfect flash. But Sphinx was turned around against the wall. This is the perfect flash. Bam. Yeah, he played anti-flash. Which when you have so many players ready to fight in the same position, you absolutely need to have one guy at the very least who's anti-flash. Like, this is. Give me Fnatic Dust to mid door vibe. You peek and your life flashes before your eyes. A little bit of that, yeah. It feels like also kyousuke is going in first quite a lot in Falcons. I'm realizing that now. Like, he's going in first. Thoughts on G2 right now? Definitely a rebuilding phase. Disappointed in Sampayas. It's been the case for a long time now. I think Mattis is an interesting pick. He's not on a Manasi, Donk, Kyosuke, Zaiwu level of rookie, but I think Mattis is an interesting pick. Hunter could be a good leader. And yeah, he would be someone that I would trust with giving a team a direction and taking decisions for sure. I think Heavy God and MOUZ are two great players. But Sunpie is a little weak and Mattis is a little raw. I think he's interesting. I think Mattis is someone I would definitely give time and trust. I'm just a bit worried about Sampayas. That's all. I think Sampayas has too many maps where his impact is quasi non-existent. And at the top level now, you can't have an AWP that's you can't have an AWP that's absent in a game like that, or in games the way it happens. Everybody cross. No, that's my only worry. I'm a little bit worried about the AWP situation, and I think a lot of people in that team are relatively fresh and raw in what it is that they're doing. So Hunter is still in his first steps as a leader. MOUZ is now back to taking all of the star role positions and all. Mattis is pretty fresh at that level, so I would say, put it this way: until the end of the year, I don't think G2 is ever gonna do better than a quarterfinal at any S tier event, and even then, a quarterfinal would be great. If G2 managed to get a quarterfinal at any S tier event this year, I would qualify that as a success. This is where I would set the bar for them. Like, make your way to a playoff. Make your way to a playoff at any significant S tier event, and this would already be a decent sign. I don't see them go anywhere near or anywhere higher than that at all. Yeah, I mean, device. uh, it feels like device is married to Astralis whatsoever. So yeah, I feel you. Okay, so what are we doing here? Kyousuke playing middle with Monacy. So MOUZ did enough. MOUZ did enough noise towards B lane to trigger the rotation from Kyousuke. It's coming in, linking up with Kixen. Smoking top ramp. Low key device game Legion would be cool. You think so? You think that would be that? Would that really be like a massive upgrade? If you had told me device to Liquid, or device to Navi, or device to G2, I would say, okay, maybe you have my attention. Hey, device to Liquid would be banger too. Yeah, great for Game Legion, yeah. He was fast on the turnaround, but he couldn't get the second one. And the dezoning from MOUZ was extremely well done. So Kixen originally was there ready to fight with Kioski, but he got dezoned. Like he had to give up his position. No chance. Is Curse CD AWP or Game Legion? I gotta be honest, I sort of lost track of that team for a while. Encore du, on n'est jamais innocenté. Is Curse CD AWP? Molinade ready. So I think Kyosuke is just like anticipating a mid fight, and he's just playing flash in hand in case. Now he's gonna flash ramp for Kixen to peek. Boom. Kixen takes information, doesn't see anything. And now Kixen is gonna flash for him. Oh, he's just playing in a bait position actually. Okay, interesting. Okay, okay, Wims, I hear you. I can imagine Falcons is gonna retake information soon. Because Falcons have the reason why Kixen has to play this far back is because Monacy lost the line of sight since Donut, or from Donut, and no one is playing red. And so now, technically, all of this is fog of war for Falcons. All of this is fog of war. Their first information is from that line of sight here from Kixen, so he has to play there. Kixen cannot commit to the B play because otherwise, if Kixen commits to the B play, all of this becomes free range. Do you have a Spotify playlist? I could actually share my playlist. I created a playlist for the stream now. I could actually share it. I could actually do that. I'll think about it for the next stream. It's a Giro. Is device a big upgrade over Wonderful? Mm, I have a hard time. I have a hard time. I think one. I feel like we never. I feel like we never correctly assess Wonderful. We go from underestimating to overestimating, underrating to overrating. I I'm tempted to say device would be an upgrade, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like he has every now and then he has these games that you're like, oh shit, wow. And then he has games where you barely see his nickname. Kuzi CSGO coming in with the prime. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are on fire today. I appreciate it. Okay. 3v3. This is okay. How do they play that? Thank you so very much for your prime, because yeah, I appreciate that. And also welcome, because I'm not familiar with the nickname either. So thank you very much. Oh, that's a good reposition from Roland. Oh! I feel like Roland had done everything right. I'm gonna rewatch that frag later. He spotted him. Ah, this is well played from kyousuke. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at so Brolan got a kill from behind big box, right? And then to me, I think Brolan did an incredible move here by opening the angle here and making sure he would catch kyousuke off guard. And it sort of works, right? You see, do you guys realize how Brolan is in a no man's land position that no one is actually checking? Okay. So when you're holding an angle in Counter-Strike and you're waiting for someone to cross your path, or rather, if you're waiting in Counter-Strike for someone to walk into your crosshair, what you want or what you want to avoid is being in a position that people would pre-fire or check instinctively, right? You want to be, again, in a metaphorical no man's land. You want to be somewhere where your opponent is just passing his crosshair by and not genuinely stopping to check you out. And now it felt to me like Brolan had done exactly that. Look again. You got to pay attention to the small details, guys, okay? But check now. Now, kyousuke is about to swing. So now he does a little jiggle. He takes information. Now, then kyousuke will swing wide to fight Brolan. But now pay attention to the crosshair placement, okay? Now, what you're seeing here is not because kyousuke doesn't want to fight Brolan. It's because in his mind, he was definitely going in for a wider angle check. And Brolan was in a no, sort of an invisible position. I know Brolan is not invisible, but definitely not a position you want to check. And still, in spite of that, he just immediately just flicks, like external flick onto Brolan. That's huge. I thought Brolan did everything right. Do you think benching Elise was the right move? From the outside perspective, it seems like a massive mistake. This is one of these moves where I feel like you would need the inner perspective of the team to understand how you come to such a decision. From an outside perspective, it doesn't make sense. And here he just checked Spinks, which is why he adjusts crosshair placement. Boom, first blood headshot. Perfect. Perfect from kyousuke. Nothing else to say. Brolan did everything right, but he failed the headshot. That's right. That's Counter-Strike, huh? That's Counter-Strike. In Counter-Strike, you may have the absolute best position in the world. If you don't shoot someone in the face, you're not gonna win. Tommy, thank you very much for the follow. kyousuke holds angles really well too. I noticed that yesterday. Kid is sharp as hell. Yeah, he seems sharp. Like all these like micro movements. This is like the opposite of what my POV looks like when I play Counter-Strike. It feels like I'm playing Counter-Strike with like a steering wheel, you know? And kyousuke is just like mini movement. Very Rups-esque. Do you know what he's doing, guys, here? Do you know what he's doing? These mini movements here? Do you know what this is? I can tell you. I can tell you, but I would like to know if you guys realize what it is. What are these micro movements he's doing now? Like he's doing a diagonal. It's technical, but there's a reason why. So when he's doing these little like diagonal checks with his crosshair, it's because he is at the same time preparing for a duel that comes from here and a duel that comes from here. That's the reason why. When he has the wide crosshair placement like that, that's because he's anticipating that peak. When he has the close crosshair placement like that, that's because he's anticipating a wide peak. It's physics. It's physics. A player that's closer to you that wide swings is going to be faster than someone who's at a higher distance, at least on your monitor, right? Or just the distance compared to your position, relative to your position, he's going to be moving faster. And that's why you have a wider crosshair placement when you're getting ready for very close contact fight, and you will have a relatively closer crosshair placement when you're ready for someone a further distance. I don't know why I'm getting technical like that. I just like it. It's interesting to me. I feel like his aim is on par with Donk almost. I don't know. I think Donk's aim is fucking out of this world. Every POV I watch is just like Donk's ability to correct and flick while being fluid in the game is, with a rifle, I feel like it's second to none. I don't think anybody can do it the way he does. Okay, let's see if, because the only thing that I could criticize about this position from kyousuke is that he's got no warning sign and he's committed. So I would be tempted to say kyousuke is either gonna get 4 or get traded immediately. We'll see. Oh my god, he's standing his ground, huh? Okay. He stood his ground for a long time. Nice, Nico. Well, if you consider and if we anticipate a return to form from Nico, Falcons have an absolutely diabolical trio now. Like a diabolical trio. Oof. Between kyousuke, Monesi, and Nico. Man, you kidding me? This is borderline unfair. Well, kyousuke is already having way more impact on the seed set than I saw before. Nico changing his setting definitely improving performance. Traditional pizza. First of all, welcome. Do you know what he changed? Always curious. They have the most firepower of any team, I think, between them and Vitality, I guess. I he was in 1610, then he went back to 4/3. Okay. I think Vitality. Okay, here is the problem for me to answer you, Wims, or to contribute to the debate is that unfortunately, Flames' inconsistency lately, I feel like throws a span in the work in how I would answer that because I feel like full force Flames puts Vitality at the top of any team in terms of skill. That's my opinion now. I think full force Flamesy puts Vitality on top of the skill pyramid. Between full force Flames, Rops, Zaiwu, and then Mezi, which I still think is underrated in terms of mechanical skill. I think this the quartet from Vitality here is nobody can have a conversation with them. I think they're untouchable. This quartet. The truth is, Flames has been hella inconsistent recently. So now that means maybe Falcons genuinely is the most skilled team we have in the circuit. And then we'll have the Spirit with Tenier. If you, Vitality, would you transfer for either Monesi, Nico, or kyousuke? Money doesn't matter, you have unlimited budget. So Sol, are you asking me if I had unlimited budget and I was in control of Vitality, would I pick one of these players? Is that your question? Is that what you're asking me, Sola? If I am in control of Vitality, I have unlimited budget, do I get one of these players? The only thing I would consider would be minus Flames plus kyousuke. The only thing I would consider would be minus Flames plus kyousuke. That's the only thing I would consider. And this is because I'm yeah, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I said, Dusty. The only thing I would consider would be kyousuke for Flames, not the rest. And then eventually, depending on whether Nico or not transitions into an IGL role and whether or not he's really potent with it, then we can have that conversation. But I would probably say kyousuke for Flames. And this is based off of Flames' troublesome period he's in right now. Like, not to say Flames has participated massively to most of the Vitality Trophy, so I'm not gonna sit here and trash talk Flames and say what a noob he is because I don't. That's not what I think either, and I don't think that's fair to do that. But we have to address the fact that recently Flames has been far from his best. It is true. It was also true for Zaiwu for a month. I also think that for a month Zaiwu was a pale version of who he can be. He visibly extremely angry right now because I see he's back at it. But Zaiwu was definitely under for a month. Zaiwu was below what he has gotten us used to. But Flames is definitely a shadow of himself, and you can feel it in Vitality as well. Mostly in like the CT side positions, the anchoring. I think Flames is really having a hard time. Flames and Exertion are in similar position, I think. One reason could be that it's in the nature of their role. Slightly disagree. Slightly disagree. I think Flames is more selfless and team-oriented than Exertion is. Which isn't to say that Exertion is a selfish player. But Exertion has, I think, slightly more independency in what he's doing and autonomy, and Exertion has a bit more luxury to be creative, whereas I feel like Flames is really more. Flames is following the strict, selfless entry fragger for the team going in first type scenario, where I feel like Exertion has a bit more room to be creative in moments, whereas I don't think it's the case for Flames. Flames is a soldier. Flames is a soldier. That's how I see them. Whereas I've always thought Exertion is like an artist. You know, it doesn't always work, but Exertion has intuition in his gameplay. Well, I'm not gonna go on a different POV because my main kyousuke is not gonna lower or higher sense, which is better. To each his own, really. To each his own. I'll tell you something, Wims. I'll just rewatch this, and then I will give you an anecdote. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. So, ooh, that timing of a retake. 1 minute. Oh, the timing is crazy. Zerja just turned around. I'll tell you something about sensitivity, Vixie. When I was 14 years old, I went to an amateur LAN in Switzerland. It's an amateur competition. I was 14 years old. I was just up and coming, trying to make my way into better teams in Switzerland. And one of the best players of the region looked me dead in the eye and said, "Listen, little boy, you are never going to win anything with inverted sensitivity." I still remember this conversation. He said, "You are never going to win anything with inverted sensitivity." And I said, "Okay." And like 2 years later, I beat his ass a million times in Counter-Strike. I won everything there was to be won in Switzerland, which is not a big flex, but at my level, it was a flex. So I think settings, aside from some like optimization settings that you really want to have because you want to have the most fluid experience possible, do whatever you want to do. Play the game however you want to play it, as long as it works. No, I played most of my career with the vertical axis inverted. So I would lower my mouse to look up and push my mouse to look down for most of my career. Just imagine that my model is like my gun is the tip of an airplane, right? So if I want my airplane to go up, I would have to pull. If I want my airplane to go down, I have to push. That's how I played FPSs most of my life. It's true. And I made it. I was professional for many years. So you see? Yeah. I played most of my career like that. Why? Oh, yeah, yeah. And what is even crazier is that when in 2016, when I was teamless for a while, I decided to change. And I managed it. And I signed another professional contract without the inverted sensitivity. You should have seen me, chat. You should have seen me when I was in the process of switching from inverted to non-inverted. You cannot imagine how much of a freaking headless chicken I was looking like. Just every time I was getting into a fight, my crosser would just go in the sky because I was countering the spray wrongly. So I changed from inverted to normal sensitivity in late 2016. Ah, that was a mess. What was the reason behind it? I want to be honest with you. I was just intellectually curious. My question was, am I capable of rewiring my brain? I didn't have a team at the time. I didn't need to be extremely like performing. So I just thought, like, am I capable of rewiring my brain? Can I do that? And I did. And now I don't play inverted sensitivity anymore. Yeah, I remember Fasher too. Well. It has been extremely one-sided on the CT side. I don't think MOUZ have had any real dangerous situations. That's why we didn't really get a whole lot of rounds to dissect. Did you play flight sims as a kid? When the inverted come from? No, it comes from... What just happened? Yo, what just happened? My demo just stopped. It came from my cousin who showed me Counter-Strike when I was 9 years old, and he played inverted. That's where it came from, quite simply. What happened to my demo? Is the demo just stopping at 11? Yo! Yeah, it just stops, huh? I'm getting robbed of 2 rounds. That's a scandal. That's scandalous. I'm getting robbed of 2 rounds on the demo. God damn. HLTV, do something. A lot of the weird controls players has come from Quake. Yeah. Listen, back in the days, and I'm talking the Unreal Tournament, Quake days, inverted sensitivity wasn't exactly extraordinary. What is my favorite map? Inferno and Nuke. By far. Mr. Torb, thank you very much for the follow. And now onto Inferno. So we didn't see the last 2 rounds of Ancient. The demo file is just corrupted. Oh! Yeah, stay alive, Tessa, stay alive. You're alone. You... By staying alive, Tessa is already making life pretty uncomfortable for MOUZ. Because now, even in the post-plan situation, you have to consider apps as an option. So you take at least 1 set of eye. Oh, that was messy. Huh. Is he gonna get knifed? Oh, you rat. Well, to be fair, from a sniper perspective, the cash bonus is welcome. I don't even think it's that BM. I just think it's a good. Financially, it's a very good deal financially. What is your favorite map, Vixie? Ancient. Yo, Heidi, how's it? What's it going? What's going on? I like Overpass. Big maps are fun to watch. I've always liked Overpass too. It's just map control is a bit... Okay, so they... Ooh, triple swing mid. And, ooh, Kush and Lars Gendary, thank you very much for the follow. Maps like these can be tedious to map control too as well. I think I feel like the threshold to know how to map control on these maps is... Did you notice that Monesi jump off corners to get extra velocity? You mean in general? Well, what you want to be doing is that you want to be jumping and then landing and then using that speed to get into the duel, right? I guess that's what you mean, Noxian. I haven't really paid attention to it. I gotta be honest with you. But I know Monesi is an absolute phenom when it comes to movement. Yeah, I know Monesi is incredibly optimized when it comes to movement. Because when you jump and you get that max speed and you land, then you can carry that speed with you when you go into the white swing. It's the same way you would do it on Dust 2 T side and you want to peek long. You would jump in the doors first so that you can land and then take that white swing in the door so you can peek long when you're on T side. It's the same principle. Who's better, Monesi or Rups at movement? I feel like Monesi is faster and Rups is cleaner. But overall, I think Monesi might be the best mover we have in the game. Well, Rups is super clean. Rups is incredibly clean. Ooh, so okay. So this is interesting. This is interesting because unfortunately for Falcons, they have the wrong read, right? They brought over kyousuke from his long position to B so that he could be there as a safety net for the people who are pushing. They do push, they don't see anything. So now starts a race against time, and they are losing the race against time because MOUZ have already decided to start their execute double smoke. They're going to be throwing the bus down short, and none of these B players are anywhere near having an impact. So the timing war is being won by MOUZ. I'll see how Tessis and Manesi handle this because they're alone. They are alone. There's not going to be any help. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, chat. The only thing that could go wrong is Kixen, because I don't think anybody's looking at Kixen right now. That's the only thing that can go wrong. kyousuke is very likely going to die, because by the time he crosses the smoke, the original defenders have been already dealt with. So now everybody has the luxury to look at the smoke. kyousuke should be dead. As soon as I press my pause key, kyousuke should be dead. The only question is Kixen. Unfortunately, he has a UMP. We're talking details here. We're talking seconds, okay? But from a timing perspective, MOUZ beat Falcons to the punch by 2 to 3 seconds. Look at this. Oh, lags everywhere. kyousuke still did take one, but this went better for Falcons than I had anticipated. Because kyousuke managed to get one, and then Kixen got his skill stayed alive. This went better than I anticipated. I thought kyousuke would die immediately. No hacks. Thank you very much for the follow. UMP or MP9? I have never been a fan of the UMP, personally. Yeah, what you gonna do with that UMP, brother? What you gonna do? Mr. M, thank you very much for the follow as well. I used to like the UMP when I started playing in 2018. Okay. Wasn't there a time where it was way more meta? I feel like there was a time in Counter Strike where it was way more meta than it is now. Ooh. Okay, that was it. I thought it was headshot. 2016, 2017 was hella strong. Okay. I get another one. Get another one. You just need another one. Jeez, that snap. That was a snap and a half. Yeah, it was like the MP9 back then, and that's what I thought. Huh? I just want to rewatch the snap from kyousuke because it was dirty. Oh, I know. From the moment both Nico and Kiksan die, then kyousuke's job is just to get another one. He's not realistically he's never gonna get a double kill. He's gonna get traded. His contract is just to get another one. And you can see how he's dancing with the pillar. Oof. Oof, that was a nasty snap. A lot of experience in MOUZ, how they handle the clutch. You could see how Manasi was given absolutely zero duel, even though he had the Galil and the Kevlar, just not given the duel. If this was Faceit, the player on triple would already have peaked a million times. Going to have more. Alright. I think I'm gonna have time to do the semifinal is at 4:30, right? CET. I think I might have to do the whole. I might have time to do the whole series. I believe the semifinal is at 4:30, which means I have time. I'm not under any stress. Yeah. Yeah, Kush, I think we got time. Stretch my back a little bit. I had a football game yesterday and my legs are absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. It's good that I'm sitting. Is Kyosuke smoking for down banana? Yes, he is. Oh. This smokes makes life a million times easier for the B players, and you can afford to start with only 2 players. Nuke was a disaster for MOUZ. Yeah, we'll have to watch it. Quelle barre. I I was never a fan. It's a personal thing. I know some teams rock that. I was never a huge fan of 4A and 1 defensive on B. I was never a fan of that because I feel like since Nico has 0 information here, to me it seems like if MOUZ decided to fully execute B, I don't really know what he could do. So this is in and of itself, it's a pretty big gamble to play 4-1 defensive B, but it's about to pay off. It's about to pay off visibly because MOUZ is geared up for an apps execute. And let me just tell you, chat, that Falcons have the absolute best setup there is for an apps execute. You could not be positioned better. They're gonna have 3, even 4. So if you consider Kixon, you could have 4 different line of sight for players who are gonna be jumping in this area here. I haven't seen this game, so I could be wrong. But as far as I'm concerned, this is about to be a wipeout. If you showed me this, I would tell you this is going to be a wipeout. Well, it's a good start, Maniac. Why would Kyosuke need to peek that? It's quite meta because of the perma resmoking of B, and there's no abilities to get that information. Well, good teams will cross the smoke down banana line. Have you ever seen Vitality play Inferno? They don't respect that smoke down banana. They blow it up and with a nade, they flash over it, they cross it. So if you do that, I don't get how this round is turning out to be so successful for MOUZ. Oh my god. I did not watch the game live. No. I'm discovering it first time. So I was visibly extremely wrong about the output of this round, but how? I don't think this is necessary. Dubby, thank you very much for the follow. I don't think this peak from Kyousuke is necessary. Well, I wasn't talking about the 3B mid-round rotation. I was more talking about having someone that has a deeper line of sight into banana, you know. I don't think this was necessary for Kyousuke. I think this is a gimme. I think Kyousuke gave a way back or a way into the round here. I don't think he needed to do that. They had way enough people focused on apps. They did not need that. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. There's no other way to put it. You were giving away a free kill without anybody being in any kind of dangerous situation whatsoever. So that to me is a mistake. I'm tempted to say that one too, but oh, that's if you're Falcons, this is a feel bad round. That's a feel bad round. These are the worst. These are the worst type of rounds to lose in Counter Strike. The ones in which you feel like you were positioned right, you had the right read, and then is like a castle of cards. Everything just falls apart because someone went a little bit antsy and took a duel they shouldn't have taken. But this is an extremely frustrating round for Falcons, I'm sure. Going to a qualification. Good luck having for the stream. Hey, good luck in the qualification, brother. Hope it's gonna go well. I'm saying brother just completely indistinctively. I'm realizing. I don't know why I'm saying brother. Good luck for the qualification. Who is this Nico guy? He's good. Yeah, he's not bad at all, is he? Ooh, this is a double mid peak flash situation. Peace. Oh man, honestly, you just got pieced out by Sphinx. Now, second flash wave for Nico. Oh my god, Sphinx just destroyed both of them. Wait, was Sphinx never flashed? Because it's twice now that Sphinx get an opening kill. Same round. Can I find Sphinx, please? There we go. Okay, this one he cannot get flashed from this position. First bullet. And then the second one is the one that I'm wondering. Oh, twice the flash is too long for him. Oh, this is rough. This is rough. I think the flash is too long. The flash is too long, and Sphinx had the best time of his life getting these kills. Oh my god, this round from Sphinx. Yo! Oh! Do you see that? What a round! Would the second flash have hit him if Sphinx was still in Mexico? I'm tempted to say no. I'm tempted to say no, and I'll show you why. Look, the problem with being in Mexico is that you can afford to do these like closing angles the way he's doing now. And look, he's got such a tight angle, he cannot be flashed here. So no, you see where it is. Wouldn't be. And that was a round from Sphinx. God damn. Well, this is a rough start for Falcons. Do you still play inverted mouse? No, I don't. Changed early 2017, late 2016. Mo, thank you very much for the follow. This, what Monesi is doing right now is one of my favorite moves, all map across all maps. It is one of the strongest move you could possibly do. Like slow retake like that, line side by side or lane angles to angles with AVP to retake top mid like that is so strong. And now it gives the opportunity for kyousuke to cross as well. And easiest kill of his life. I swear to God, this, if you are an AWPer, guys, if I have snipers in the channel right now watching this and you play Inferno, please do what Monesi just did. 1 minute, 50 second, slow retake of bracket from short. Oof. This is one of the strongest move there is. Okay, that was a quick trade. Payne and Vuitton, thank you very much for the follows, guys. Thank you, thank you. Still remember the EAC video with all the pro setup. You said you play inverted mouse. That was true. I didn't lie. This is an uncomfortable situation for Falcons. You see, okay, it's very interesting. MOUZ did a really good job at slowing down the attack and cutting the noise, so much so that Nico, who was relatively committed to helping the A side, now has to consider, like, wait a minute, did they cross their own smoke to go into CT? Are they going to play B? Is that what's happening? You see Nico here is respecting this possibility, and now he's using his resources to check that, which means Monesi and Tez actually end up in a local 2v3. Nice movements from Tez as well. Mikhail, you should probably ask Internet Explorer. I think that's your best shot. Was in the middle of a scandal a year ago. Left me with very deplorable PR. You're good. Don't worry about it. I am not offended at all. I am not offended. This is interesting. Kicks in smoke in hand. You see, he was smoke in hand the whole time. Oh, the moment he stops. Damn, that's a lot of naze damage. They're not gonna get any kill on that? Surely Nico just swipes them. Kyosuke cannot die anymore now. Kyosuke dies, the round is over. Oh, he missed his molly. What a god. Did he... Okay, hold on, chat. Did he miss his molly or did he want that gap against the wall to exist? I feel like he missed it. Definitely missed it, right? Like this... The second bounce was definitely not intentional. Because then he created a pocket. Created a pocket that Sphinx could use. But thankfully, Kyosuke wins the duel, but it's definitely missed. And that could have been terribly, terribly problematic for them. But the good thing is that it baited. No, you can't go for that information. This is over eager. He reacted well to the miss. I agree with you, Ray. He reacted well to it. But this was over eager. This was over eager to go for that deeper information when you were in a 3 versus 2 like that. That one is a hurtful one. Okay, hold on. Just have to check something really quick on my phone. If I can actually pay attention to this. Let's go. What do we have? 2v2 snipers on each side. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I would definitely favor the T-sided EWP in that post plant. Without a doubt. Molotov is in the wrong position, so Torji is going to be comfortable. Another smoke city. Wow, this is, as far as I'm concerned, super, super T-sided. Yeah. Torji is doing exactly whatever he wants in this situation. You see how the smoke from Yimpa allows Torji to get a bit more liberal with his position. Swing wider. Then the flash doesn't hit him. Oh, the flash kind of hits. Yeah, Torji is playing really well. Oh. Apparently he was, from a stats perspective, he had a banging series. He's doing the same thing, guys, huh? He is doing the same little mini flick adjustment that we were talking about on Ancient. He's doing it again. That's because he's getting ready for both that swing and that swing. That's interesting. I've rarely seen players do it as clearly as Kyousuke is doing it like that. He keeps like it seems like a proper Kyousuke thing to do. I have rarely seen players who keep doing this little diagonal adjustment when they're holding angles. This is not something I'm used to. I understand the concept. I know what he's trying to do. I saw him. I haven't really seen a lot of players do that as much as he's doing it. Let's put it this way: as much as he's doing it, as often. So they have the bait set up with m0UZ. Okay, pretty clear cut. What's happening? They're getting smoked off. So m0UZ will probably take a shot and rotate. Blowing open the smoke so that Kyousuke can take a quick peek. Didn't see anybody. Doesn't mean they can't be there. I was gonna say, are they gonna send Kyosuke back to B and play the defensive A setup with Manasi's AWP? Okay, so they have is Kixon playing? Kixon is playing anti. Is he doing that? Is Kixon okay? Chat, you have to help me here because I have it out. Is Kixon aiming like that because it can improve the visibility through the smoke for radar purposes, or is it just anti-flash? Like there used to be a time, and I'm not sure if this was patched or fixed or whatever. There used to be a time where looking at the smoke from like the top of your eye, let's put it this way, would help you see a little better. I don't know if this is what's happening or if it's just anti-flash. I feel like if he would, I feel like if he wanted to be anti-flash, he could just look at the wall to his left. So to me, this seems more like a scanning the smoke from the top of his cornea type deal. Then he's okay. Oh no, Mikhail, that was not that was not inappropriate of you at all. No, you were respectful. You didn't like. I have no problem with talking with people as long as people are being respectful and no one is here to shit on me. I have no problem. I wasn't offended. I didn't think you were inappropriate at all. You please do not feel bad, huh? It's okay. I know there are sometimes people who come in here and they make the joke of like, maniac, why you not working? you know, um, that happens, and I spot them pretty quickly. But if you just have a genuine question, I have no problem. I mean, look, I can't get away with not talking about that. I have no intention to, and in the near future, I'm going to be talking about it way more. Um, so no, you were not inappropriate. We're cool. I promise you, it's all right. I can see when someone is being respectful. Damn, maniac, how come Aura come this far? I'm shocked. Can we say that Heroic was a pretty good draft for uh, a quarterfinal without being disrespectful to Heroic? They were a pretty easy quarterfinal to play. You are my favorite analyst by far. Thank you for all you do. Well, Vaccine, first of all, thank you for the follow and thank you for the kind words. And I hope that one day this is not going to be a past sentence anymore. It's going to be a present sentence again. Gamble CS, Ray, Vaccine, you guys, thank you very much for the follows. Very much appreciated. This was a very how did Heroic defeat Spirit? I didn't watch the game. So but it was comical to see Tanir literally eliminate his next team. Das ist nicht so crispy. Dankeschön für das Follow. The only reason Kixon is playing so committed to the fight is because Kyosuke is already here, and he knows even if he goes 1-for-1, then there would be enough people to trade. Oh my god, that cross placement, and now it's on to Nico. And if okay, chat. Now we're getting really we're getting into the finite or the minutiae of Counter Strike. Okay, at the highest of the highest of the highest level, Spinks and Zershin have to be aware of Nico's positioning. Or at least they have to be aware that there is a 70 to 80% chance Nico is around. At the very top level, I guarantee you, they are capable. They know exactly who plays where, and they are capable, while the clutch is going down, of keeping track of the notification, the death notices, and they know you killed Kyousuke. So if I'm watching my teammates in a 3v3 like that, and I see them kill Kyousuke, I will tell them, like, you killed an A guy. Watch out. And now we get to see. I haven't seen this game live, so I'm discovering it right now. Now we get to see how switched on Spinks and Zershin are. Because if they just give their backs freely to Nico, that will mean that they lost track of who they were killing. Dexys, thank you very much for the follow. I think Zershin was checking that. Salut Marty. Salut Martin, ça va? Yo maniac, you remember us from I-46? You beat us playing for Crystal Server? I do not remember the team name, but I do remember I-46. Mm-hmm. I agree, Ray. What are your thoughts on FaZe benching Elige? From an outside perspective, I disagree with the move, but I am aware that I definitely do not have all the cards in my hands to make like an educated decision or an educated opinion about it. You know, what was your team name at I-46? Wasn't it Crystal Server? Like you said, pretty certain we were Crystal Server at the time. Ah, my neck is all stiff. No, 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 no. I recognize Crystal Server. It's your team name that I could not remember. But obviously, I remember Crystal Server and I remember I-46. Short story time. This is going to take a minute, chat. Quick anecdote, and then we go back into the game. We went to this. I went twice to Insomnia. Insomnia was a British event. In source, at least, it was a pretty prestigious event. Usually, good teams were going there. I went twice. To Insomnia, and the first time I went to Insomnia, we flew from some airport. I think I flew from Basel or something like that, or maybe I was with my team in France. Then we flew together to Birmingham. But we got to Birmingham, and then the event was still like a good hour away, or an hour and a half away, probably from Birmingham. You still had to drive a while, and we had to drive. We rented a car, and I was driving. I was the only one with a driving license at the time, and we almost died in the first roundabout. Just straight up, almost crash. First roundabout. Freaking UK drives on the other side of the road. I knew it. I knew it. That I knew that they were driving on the other side of the road compared to. But then when you get into a roundabout, you've been driving for years. You look to your left. You see nobody. You get into the roundabout. Car coming in from the right. First roundabout. Like the event could have just been done. Driving on the other side of the road for freaking Insomnia. What a scare! But after that, I was definitely switched on. No, it was no. I mean, look, I'm not saying we were probably not fast enough so that there would have been casualties, but it would definitely have been a catastrophe. You get into the first roundabout, you have to look to your right, not to your left. I look to my left, I see nobody. I get in, coming from the right. A roundabout coming in from the right. I like you, Maniac, and I like your honesty. Keep going. Well, thank you, Phoenix, and thank you very much for follow. Hey, Maniac, would you work as a coach analyst for some organization, or would you prefer going back to talent if ever possible? In a world where everything is possible, I would go back to talent work because I love that job. Like that job was my life. That job was my life. Um and I loved it, and I put a lot of effort into it, even if I didn't always promote my work or my I didn't really promote a lot of the work I was doing in the shadow for that work, but I was doing a fuck ton of work for my desks, and I perfected my craft, and I was really good at it, and I loved it, and I enjoyed it. So desk work is my professional life, right? So in a world where everything is possible, I'd go back to desk work. Now I can't be oblivious to the climate and what is attached to my name for now. I can't be oblivious to that. So I imagine something a little bit less public facing, front facing would be more appropriate. And salut and low. And in that sense, I would absolutely love to work for a team. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, let's not forget when it comes to coaching position, I am I am probably one of the most qualified person there is in esports. It's just like from just an objective standpoint. Like I have first-hand professional experience for years. I've seen every single high level like S tier playoffs game for about 8 years. I have a genuine work psychology master degree. Like at some point, like from a qualification standpoint, it checks out, but obviously the problem is elsewhere. But yeah, I would like that. I would like to coach. I would like to be part of a coaching staff, performance coach, even assistant coach. Like I can be modest and humble about it. I would love that. But if you're telling me, would you ever go back to desk work, then absolutely yes. But again, gotta be aware of the situation. Can be tone deaf. Ah, who you scouted? What do you mean? Who did I scout? Has there ever been a team kind of struggling when you thought, damn, if I was a coach here, I could be the missing piece? I uh I contacted Big, and did not receive an answer, unfortunately. And I saw that they made the announcement, their coaching staff, that they put together. So look, every team and every organization out there has the right to make all the decisions they want. It's their business, it's their project. I'm not here to tell them what they should do or shouldn't do, right? Well, teams have the right to control their ship wherever they want to send it. I did contact Big and never received an answer. And I thought, considering how the team is going and the fact that I speak German too and I'm familiar with some of the players, I really thought there could be something to be done here. There could be something to be done. And I also contacted FlyQuest. We'll see. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see who is the first person to genuinely reach out and give me a shot. Build a professional Swiss team. You have a budget? If you have budget, you want to be an angel investor, I'll take care of it. Mr. Ace 2K, thank you very much for the follow. And Reese, thank you very much for the follow. I would have loved to work for Big. I genuinely thought like there is a I genuinely thought there is something to be done here. But they went into a different direction, and that's their choice. And that's their right. I'm not here to tell them what they should do. What can we build with 3,000 Swiss franc? That's enough to pay me monthly, I guess. If I had, I would spend money for it. He's still in spawn at 40 seconds. That is a fully round. They were probably discussing, and I was answering the chat. This was definitely a let's have a conversation type round. Oh, okay, we're gonna have a look at Nico's ace, of course. Absolutely. Woo-wee. Do you think a lot of teams look at the possible prize money that they can get and then decide to match fix or lose on purpose? In S tier, I don't think so, no. I think it doesn't happen at all in S tier. Call me naive. I think in S tier, I think it never happens. I mean, you can call me naive, but that's my opinion is that it never happens at top level. I'm gonna win the Euro jackpot today, and I'm gonna hire you to coach me. To coach me. I read couch me. Because you wrote couch. Tommy, let's go. Let's do it. I am, however, coaching individuals. I am coaching individuals through Metafy, and I'm having a blast. I absolutely love it. I have a few individuals that are reoccurring clients, and it's a really, really good time. I really appreciate coaching people. I really appreciate coaching people, yeah. I know some retired semi-pros, but old now. No, I don't know Priven, no. Hello, are you going to be there for Blast London? Mr. Andrew, I am not going to be at Blast London. All right, kyousuke. Make me dream. Yeah, I'm having a really good time coaching. Oh, that's a mean angle from Brolan. And it really feels like... Okay, chat, help me out on this. It's a pretty familiar position that Brolan is holding here, right? Brolan's position here is relatively known. I think kyousuke is just a little bit naive. Because you can see... like, this is a free death from kyousuke. Kyousuke had... In my book, kyousuke had a two... Let's call them avoidable deaths in this CD side. Two very avoidable deaths. Well, TBA, I also contacted 3D Max when they went through coaching changes. Also did not hear from them. CS Aimbot series and Nick or Lim, thank you very much for the follow. I also contacted 3D Max. G2, I don't know. G2 might be one step too far. The way I see it, if I went into coaching, which I would be absolutely open to, the way I see it is I would either have to start in a assistant coach position if I wanted to get into a big team, or coaching a lower level team. Even if I think I'm extremely qualified, I don't think I would be legitimate in coaching freaking, I don't know, Liquid or FaZe or G2 right now. I don't think I would be legitimate in that. I would much rather start as being an assistant to another coach for like a high level team, or take a quote unquote lower level team and then earn your stripes, you know. Oh, the timing. Oh, I'm sure Jimpa saw him. Yeah, that's... There's nothing you can do about it. The timing was terrible. Mm-hmm. Sunny, I don't know. I would have loved to work with 3D Max. What? I did contact 3D Max and I would have loved to work with them. Really. Man, Monesi didn't ask anything in this round. Monesi did not ask for anything, and he just got domed through the wood. Well, overall, the really good start from MOUZ is what cost Falcons their very deplorable position in this half. But Falcons had a good comeback. Well, it's not for lack of trying. Huh? I would absolutely like that. I think the interest isn't reciprocal. That's what. Come and get your love. He played with Songkan. Maybe you know him. No, that does not ring a bell, brother. I certainly have a question if that is okay. Tommy, the rule is simple. You get to ask the questions you want. I get to answer the questions I want. If it's something I would rather not get into during the stream, I'll just tell you. You know, that's what it works. That's how it works for me. Maniac, do you think you can go back to tier 1 circle again? I think that time is my friend, and I think that there is a few very important steps I'm going to have to take before that's possible. But it's a process, and I haven't given up yet. Oops. I don't... Mr. Knighted, I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's possible. But it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be anytime soon, I think. Well, Andrew, eventually is... The questions I had in mind is, besides the demo watching, have you more plans today? I'm going to watch Vitality Mongols. For one. And then I'll see what time it is. Andrew, well, this is private, of course. But eventually, I will have to express myself more than I have done a year ago. Like, eventually, I'll have to share my vision of this whole thing. No, I mean, I'm talking about my own situation, right? Eventually, I will have to address that. What I am considering right now is what is the best vector to do that, the best media to do that. I mean, I can share a little bit. I don't mind. Eventually, I'm gonna have to do it anyway. It was very hard for me to accept how poorly I dealt with it at the time, but healing and growing and maturing, a part of it is accepting that I did the fucking best I could. Like, from one day to the other, my world just got turned upside down, and this isn't about playing the victim or anything. That's absolutely not. Just my experience of it when my life was turned upside down completely, and I wish I could have handled it better then. I wish I could have. So eventually, I will have to revisit that. I think. Um, but then the question is how, what way. It's still, that's what I mean. That's more of a process. I feel like I think it's going to be necessary just for myself first, and for other people involved. Well, Silent, see, this is why I was a little bit skeptical about opening that door. Is that I also don't want to do things half-assed. Right? Usually in stream, I don't really answer much of these questions because I don't want to like leave breadcrumbs. Right? I feel like eventually one day I'll just have to say everything that I have on my mind from A to Z, from owning up to the mistakes that I believe are truthful and where I definitely feel like I fucked up, to fighting back on things that I don't believe are accurate or I don't believe are fair. But I feel like this, you would have exactly, exactly, you know. That's exactly that, Kush. Right now, if I start making micro statements here on stream, someone just cuts 5 seconds out of it, sends it, boom, it's over. That's like, I don't want to do that. It's a bit of an all or nothing situation. Yo, je stream en ce moment. And I would much rather do things properly, you know? That's it. And not do like these micro sort of mini statement, whatever. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in that. I'm gonna go back to Counter-Strike. But yeah, eventually, again, as long as the conversation is respectful. Do you mean why the Swiss scene is small? Do you know why the Swiss scene is small? Because you need 4,000 euro a month just to have a mediocre apartment. And nobody has the... No, it's not about that. It's just it's a social economical thing. It's a social economical thing. In Switzerland, you need to make a tremendous amount of money to be able to live. And why would anybody give you that money when you're an unknown quantity in Counter-Strike? It's a vicious cycle. Nobody has enough time to be good enough to deserve the money they would need in order to put their old time in. It's a snake eating its own tail. It's a snake eating its own tail. You can't put enough time in the game to be good. You can't put in time in the game because you need money, but you need money to put the time in the game. So you have the level to get the money, but for that money you need time, and for that time you need the money. It's like, and here we go. If I'm an up-and-coming Swiss player and I have a team contacting me from the tier 2 or whatever, I would have to say like, yeah, I need 3,000 euro, 4,000 euro just to be able to live in like a semi-small apartment. This is the reality of Switzerland, which is a beautiful country to live in. I love Switzerland. Beautiful country. But the reality is, if someone comes to me and says, hey, buddy, I can give you 1,000 euro to play Counter-Strike, bro, I will tell them like, hey, I appreciate that, but with 1,000 euro, I can barely have a basement. Like, what are you gonna do, you know? Yes, Tommy, yes, but just to take the example and why it is exacerbated in Switzerland is that if I move 30 minutes away over the border to France for half the salary, I can maybe become a Counter-Strike player. If you give me 2,000 euro over to France to be a professional Counter-Strike player, I can make it work. I can make it work. It's okay. You give me 2,000 euro in Switzerland to be a Swiss professional player, I'm gonna live under a bridge. You know what I mean? There is a general level of payment you can hope of earning, you can hope to get in Counter-Strike at a entrance level, and that entrance level financially doesn't have the same effect depending on where you live in. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. No one is going to give you 5,000 euro when you're an up-and-coming little young guy just because they believe in you. Like, that's not going to happen. Why would anybody take that kind of risk? And that's why in Switzerland it's pretty complicated to cross that. Yahiko, thank you very much for the follow. I've played and won several things in Switzerland in the past years. Maniac is right. There is no money, time, and chances. It is a reality. Mikhail, thank you for the follow. How much for renting a flat in Switzerland? That depends how many rooms you want. But honestly, I have lived in like what we call 3.5. So a 3.5 is a kitchen. You have one bedroom. You could have an office, and then you have your kitchen living room open space. And this would be like between 1.6 and 2.1k euro. Yeah, exactly. I love open kitchens. Oh, that's a good retake. Okay, I have to focus a little bit on the gaming, and I've been having this super nice conversation with the chat. I've lost track of the game a little bit. What time is it? Half time. I'm good. I would like to do the third map too. Yapping time. Oh, that was a good clear from... Oh! That was a good clear from kyousuke though. Well, Sunny, one has to believe, right? I think the key is not losing faith and materializing, making it happen, right? I'm trying to figure out... I think the utility usage from MOUZ was extremely strong, and that's why it slowed down. I mean, Tessis is... The issue for Falcons as well is that Tessis is lurking through CT spawn, but his lurk has 0 impact. No. Your knowledge of Counter-Strike is safe to say insane. I hope we can see you soon on the desk. Where is your place? Thank you very much. Well, United, thank you very much. I will say, the community has an incredible power to make things happen in voicing when they're missing someone or if they want someone to be back and all. Because we know the negative people are in general louder and way more vocal, and the angry people are very vocal, and they will never leave an opportunity to be vocal about it when they're angry. Support is generally a bit more silent, so the people out there that have my back and want me back, which I really do appreciate, you have the power to voice that, and you know it's a sort of a brick by brick type situation. Hate is usually very vocal. Support is more silent. That's how society works. Oof. I don't know if Kixon. I don't think Kixon could afford this white swing with how low HP he was. LDLC steals just not in Counter Strike. It's actually winnable for Tessis. It's not easy, but it's winnable. Yeah, absolutely. And I understand that. They have a business to run. I'm not here trying to be a lesson giver or whatever. It's certainly not the moral authority. Absolutely not. I do understand they have a business to run. Daily HLTV posts. I mean, I'm joking, but also not joking. You know, this is part of it. Like, community sentiment can shift. But yeah, I mean, people are running businesses here. This isn't charity. Hey, this demo UI. Come on, I just want to find kyousuke to go. What's the check? He's just holding the boost, huh? That could have gone wrong. A lot of follows this this stream, guys. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. See, there's a lot of follows, and also quite a lot of viewers too. Inferno looks hella hard in pro play. Yes, yes. At the top level, Inferno is incredibly technical. Dino, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have almost 0 thoughts. I have, frankly, I've probably seen this player once or twice in my life. So now this is more like how my Deagle looks like. George Moza, thank you very much. This is more like my Deagle, what I've seen here. But how does this... Bro, how does this work so well? I need to understand. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. There's always a reason. Like, there's always a reason why an execute like that can be so successful. Like, it's generally because Zershan unfortunately biffed it with the Galil. Like, there's... When I wouldn't be against watching a demo from Jacob, of course. I feel you, okay. I understand. Oh. Oh, that's a lot of bullets. That's a lot of bullets, and unfortunately, had Zerjan found his first kill in a cleaner fashion, I think Brolan could have had a multi-kill. I agree with you, Agay. I do. I do. This would be something that would need to be discussed and explained clearly and agreed upon. I agree. Oof. Okay. Mid-map control. Either... Oh, I like that. Astralis execute against Fnatic 14-15 was something else. What are you? You just did you just like took a time machine or something? I really like that chat. I have not seen a lot of that on Inferno, at least in my games, because we play Inferno like noobs. But I really like the whole like I'm just gonna blow up into smoke so you can do a quick like cross check to mid. That I like. That is a really cool trick, and it costs you one grenade. That's all, and you can definitely get some kills out of it. So I like that. I like that a lot. And this is an all-in economically. Yes, you're right. Was there a flash missing? Or did they just decide to cross that like this? Because this felt incredibly easy. Yeah, that was my thoughts too, Ray. So they blow up in the smoke. Sphinx is very clever not to peek during the time of the whatever you want to call it, the opening of the smoke. Then Sphinx re-smokes, crosses. Oh, they cross without a flash, huh? They actually cross without a flash. Wait, I need to. I feel like I'm missing something. Where's Kixon? I feel like I'm missing something. Molly. They cross without a flash. Okay. Well, deserved. Deserved. You know what? Deserved. You guys deserve to get absolutely slammed. Yeah, I can't really justify crossing the smokes like that without a flash. I can't really justify it. Have you looked into working at some smaller events? Maybe Elisa Master or something like that. They had Thorin and Richard Lewis on Elisa Masters Expo. I would be... Okay, so... There's two things to consider, right? First of all, of course, I would absolutely welcome the opportunity to work a smaller event. What I'm trying to put my thoughts together so I can make an accurate statement and not say shit. So not say something stupid. When I was working still at the desk, I was very likely one of the highest paid talent there was. Very likely. Very well paid. I was in an extremely fortunate position. I can't hope to get that level of salary immediately if ever I get another chance to get back into a smaller event or something. I can't realistically hope to get that level of salary. I also do not want to undercut people just so I can get a second chance. Because I don't think this is healthy at all. Like I'm trapped in like a weird sort of no man's land where, you know, like sure, I would absolutely love to go to an event and say, you know what, guys, listen, give me 50% of what I used to make. All I want is to work, please. I love Counter Strike. Let me get back to work. That's all I want to do. I'm a better person. Sure, I would love to say that. Absolutely, yes. But the thing is, then what? Then I'm undercutting colleagues and friends, fucking people out of jobs just because I potentially could cost less money. It's like not too comfortable with that. But this is obviously this would be a way in. It's to say, listen, you know, give me 30-40% of what I used to make. All I want to do is work. Give me another chance. Yeah, absolutely. And then what? You fuck over your former friends and colleagues for that? No, I don't think that's. I don't want that either. Well, Aga, all I will say, and I will say it as humbly as I can, is that I was very good at my job. And the reason I was very good at my job is because I put a fuck ton hours into it, and I took it seriously as a job. It didn't come from the sky. I put a lot of efforts and hours into it to get better. C'était une magicienne, ça ne m'étonnerait pas qu'elle me fasse des siennes. J'étais à découvert, j'ai retrouvé la vue dans le Ferrari vert. Yes, Wims, absolutely. Look, if tomorrow I get an email from a whatever event, from whatever town with 8 teams, I'll go and I'll work it. No questions asked. I'll go and I'll work it. Let's go. I'm here. I'm game. Let's go. Let's do it. Like, I've made mistakes in my life. I've made mistakes. Some worse than others, as most people have. I've made mistakes. Some, most of which I'm getting to be at peace with. But I will say something that nobody can take away from me. Like, my love for Counter-Strike is the purest fucking thing there is. And nobody's gonna take that away from me. You can dislike me, you can based on the information you think you have, you can think I'm a piece of shit. That's up to you. That is up to you. I'm not here to change your mind. But nobody can take away my love for Counter-Strike. I loved this game 26 years ago. I loved this game when I was sleeping under tables in gym holes so I could play the game. I was sleeping under my desk so I could play Counter-Strike. I loved the game when I wasn't making any money. I loved the game when I was playing it, when I was an analyst. I loved the game when I was making a few $100. I loved the game when I was making a lot of money. I loved the game when I was driving my car with my PC in the trunk. And I loved the game when I was flying business class. My love for Counter-Strike is the purest form of love there is. And that is something that I think that's something that has value. And that's also why I was always doing a very good job, is because I've never faked my love for the game. I've never went on the desk just to put on a show so I can get likes and retweets and be fucking trending just because I want to say something that's going to get people riled up. I was passionate about the game because I am passionate about the game. And that's why now it's been a year since I've been working the game. I'm still there. I'm still watching the game. I'm still talking about the game. I used to love Counter-Strike when Counter-Strike was giving me nothing but itself. I loved Counter-Strike for the purest experience there is. And no one is going to take that away from me. That, I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. Yeah, I feel you, Aga. I feel you. And that felt good to say that. Felt cathartic. C'est plus comme avant. Apart from you, who get that much money? I will not discuss any financials pertaining to any of my former colleagues at all. Zero. I will not discuss that. Each and everybody is at liberty to... Bye-bye, Mikhail. Have a good game. Each and everybody is at liberty to talk about that kind of stuff. It's not for me to say. People tend to forget that Counter-Strike is not money, but competition and fun. Yeah, it's a passion. Mikhail, FH, and Flogan, thank you very much for the follows. I appreciate that. Ooh, this is a... I'll watch the clutch and then we'll review it. This was extremely well played from Zershan and Brolin. Okay? Like, I need to emphasize it, sorry. This was extremely well played. 3v4 on the T side can sometimes be to your advantage. In fact, most of the times, it's in your advantage. Because if the CTs decide to play the way MOUZ did, which is 2-2, and sometimes they will play 2-2. I don't like it. The reason why your 3v4 can still be in the favor of the T side is because no matter where you go, you can still technically have the number advantage. If the CTs decide to play 2-2 without movement, they accept the fact that you will have number disadvantage wherever you go. I don't like that. I've always wanted to play 4v3s a bit more with movement and information retake and that sort of stuff. So it means that what it means is that it puts a tremendous amount of pressure on Brolin and Exertion, because if the entry is Falcons favored and then you do 1-for-1, you still end up with a very hard clutch to play. So at the beginning of this situation here, I was not comfortable for MOUZ at all. I just wasn't comfortable. But I have to say, Brola and Exertion handled it picobello. Picobello. Oh, the timing. Exertion hits the perfect timing here when Tessus is checking ruins. Then he stays alive. It's just... And then Exertion, he peaks at the right time because even if he dies, Vanessa doesn't have any possibility to plant the bomb. So really well played. Very well played. All right, I have less than an hour to do the last map. I have to pick up the pace, chat. I'm babbling too much. You should stop me. I'm yapping too much. No, I'm gonna be stressed for map 3. Come on. We're gonna skip the eco round. Summertime sadness. I just wanted you to know. Mr. Luco, thank you very much for the follow. Do you still have some Titan stickers from back in the day? I do not. I wish I did. I don't. Oh my god, they disrespected the smoke. That's so... Oh, I liked it from Falcons. Imagine, yeah, that'd be great, huh, wouldn't it? Okay, so the read from MOUZ is good. They bring in Torji. I was gonna say it's risky to take that duel, but bringing Torji back was a good idea. I didn't know if he would dare to repeat like that. Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. Everybody says, you know, why didn't you buy some other times? I had the same reason why some people didn't buy Bitcoin in whatever 2012. It's like, you know, who could have known? Chad, do you see the difference here? This very interesting. And yeah, I'm yapping again. I'll do it very quickly. Do you see the difference here? 4v4. But now MOUZ have a committed setup. They have a committed setup where they decide that A is going to be the stronghold. They will very likely use Broland to retake information after the smoke, and they leave Xertion passive in a retake setup on B. Unfortunately for them, it's the wrong decision. Wrong decision, quote unquote, because as we can see, Falcons are going B. But this time they had a 3-1 setup, way more committed towards A than a 2-2 that we saw before. I know Dexter is it works like that, brother. Ray, I would say it depends on your weaponry and the utility that you have. Not asking finance, just which organizer were the best to work with. I would say ESL. The last 2 or 3 years I did talent work, I think the conditions for talents for ESL were amazing. They were really fantastic. Really. And Blast started strong and then dipped massively in terms of conditions for talent work. ESL, and even PGL were also extremely caring with the talents, and the people at PGL who work with talents were great people. They were always phenomenal to work with. But ESL's conditions for talents are... Wait, hold on. Are they gonna actually try that? Did kyousuke give away the game? Okay, no. I got worried for a second. I feel like when they killed kyousuke, it baited them back into the realm. ESL, up until a year ago, ESL had, in my mind, had the best conditions for talents. And like, it's not even close. When Blast started, 2018, 2019, they put it all on the table. It was fantastic, and they, I guess, then they came to their senses when it comes to finances and all, so things calmed down a little bit. But ESL's conditions were great. Really fantastic. I will say that the best producer I've ever worked with, I don't know if he's still there now, since I obviously haven't worked Blast for a year. But Martin, who used to be my producer when we working events together in Blast. I think Martin, the producer at Blast, is the best producer there is in the game, and it's not even close. He was one of the most fantastic professionals I've ever worked with. I don't know if he's still there. Ah, my neck. Why is Kixon? I'm not a big fan of. So kyousuke had to go get the bomb back, and now Kixon has a smoke, and he is incredibly detached from the rest of his teammates. And Brolan strikes at the perfect timing, and then that is needless. I think it's a needless death. Oh, this is so well played from Freya. From Freya. Just read in the chat. So well played from Brolan. See, I did what's called a double take in psychology. That's a double take. I read it from the corner of my eye. I saw the nickname. Switched it up. Brolan wins the round here. I would say Brolan wins the round, but kicks and throws it away. Nice one. Monty Chaton. Yeah. Kicks and throws the round away. I would not say directly on the live observing, right? But a good analyst and an analyst that takes his job seriously will always be in communication with production to make sure that the post-game assets are the ones that we want to talk about. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of what I would do when I was an analyst. If I spotted one or two interesting rounds, I would go and talk to production. I would say, listen, can you grab me the last 30 seconds of round 7? Grab me the last 20 seconds of round 8. I would like to package them together. I would like to talk about that. So a good analyst will be incredibly involved in production. More so for pre-game and post-game than live. Dis-lui que c'est pour chill, beauté assassine, je vais gratter la bise. Tout en haut de la piste. What the hell is kyousuke? Come on. Ah. So yeah, a good analyst will be in contact with production all the time. Almost all the time. Greed, Steel, and Mob. Thank you very much for the follows. You guys have a bunch of follows today. You guys are making my day. Beauté assassine. I feel like this last round really hurt Falcons. Because they were, in my mind, they were in a winning position. They had a good 4v4. And it ended up being an incredibly disjointed attack on B. And I really feel like it was the end. I Cry Flash. Thank you for the follow as well. And now this is just desperate work. No, this is desperate work. Alright, let's go. I want to watch the last map. Speed mode. So you guys have time to... I'm pretty sure you are a paid actor by Falcons, but your voice is nice and I like the commentary. Man, I wish they were paying me. I wish they were paying me. No, I'm not getting paid by anybody. As a matter of fact, not to do what I'm doing now. But I'm happy you're having a good time. I decided for this stream to focus on kyousuke because it was the angle I took for the demo. If this is... Yeah, this last round was a bit desperate and a bit brute force. Too much for me. J'ai mis ton dossier tout en haut de la pile. Ooh, the double ramp setup with the dualies. Oh! Oh! Crosser placement. Oh, this is so well played. Do you see how Do you see how no matter what's happening, Kyosuke is maintaining his crosshair at the same level? Like he's always at head level, no matter what's happening. Absolutely love that. Love that. Like, he doesn't try and track vertically or not. He's like pretty stable from like a vertical standpoint. Love it. Love it. Just the other side of the boy. Oh my god, what a pistol round. What a pistol. Absolutely right. And even more so because Monesi had actually been completely destroyed, which wasn't what I expected. And I knew, yes I knew, when I heard her say, yeah. So big and so strong. It's kyousuke anchoring ramp. There we go. So they kept tests on A. Okay. Alright, alright. Exciting. It's outside play. Vamos, Jose's on his way. Ah, yeah. Feast. Feast on these Kevlar-less P250s. I'm gonna have to quickly pass the eco rounds if we want to have time to finish this, and then I will send you over to the semi-final, which I will happily watch. By the way, guys, now that I have you, I just want to preemptively. This is not over. The stream is not over. Just so we are in agreement. The stream is not over, but I wanted to preemptively thank you because I've been having a very good time today, and it's because of you. I want to rewatch Kixon's triple kill. Who gets a triple kill with a FAMAS on an A execute? Now you guys have been really fantastic today. Really, I mean it. Oh my god. Hello, Maniac. Is it always the same kind of content on your Twitch? Mostly. Mostly. I think I mostly do demo reviews. Sometimes I play a little bit here and there. Well, Baza, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's a negative thing. It might turn out to be a good thing for you. I do understand that it is hard at the very beginning, so I'm sorry for you that you're going through this. And I'm happy that the stream is keeping you company, and I'm sure the community is going to be great with you as well. Why is nobody looking at... I'm surprised how oblivious Yimpa is, and there's no one there to deal with that. Yeah, something feels off with the execute. But this is the Rups way, right? What Yimpa is doing is the Rups way. Rups will do that too. He will send himself out of the smoke door, out of the door smoke rather. But this is a very Rups-esque move. The flash pops behind him. He takes a duel. Okay. Okay. Well, at the end of the day, he does what he was supposed to do, right? He does what he was supposed to do. This is the difference maker. And Kixon, fantastic famous work. Really. What does you want to say? I mean, Kixon is a difference maker. No questions asked. It's funny to see the buy, rebuys. From MOUZ, they were definitely considering the options here. No. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. There we go. Kyousuke leaving ramp. Giving up ramp is always a risky gamble, but sometimes you have to do it as a ramp player, and this is why, because you get to be the +1 helper. And what's fantastic from Kyousuke is that he actually beats the impact to the punch. He's got... Okay, so it can be risky to give up ramp the way Kyousuke did here, but as it turns out, in this very round, he did everything right, you know? He gives up ramp. He offers his help outside. He catches the timing. You will see his Sphinx trying to jump to command the heaven. Boom, he catches the timing. And then he even has enough room to come back to ramp. Preemptive flash kills the impact. He does everything right. What are your thoughts about the games today? I think Falcons is going to win. And I hope Vitality is going to win. You will notice different terms being used. I still think Vitality are favorite. But I am more worried for them than I am for Falcons against Aurora. Okay, so they're switching up positions. They're sending what? Monacy with the AWP ramp? That's really strong as well. Mid-round. Something very important, guys, as well. If you guys are playing Nuke, you're playing Face It with your friends and whatever, AWP ramp is a good idea. I have no problem with that. I think it's a great move. Make sure that you mask the fact that you are playing with an AWP. Please, for the love of God. If you've been smoking ramp the first second for 4 rounds in a row, and then you send a sniper ramp, and he doesn't smoke, and he just stays posted up with the AWP, anyone with half a brain will say, guys, there's an op ramp. Let's go. Like, I'll jump first, we're going in. Anybody with half a brain will realize. So here you could see how Falcons did it to mask it better. They sent kyousuke first, he puts down his smoke, couple bullets to the smoke, and then 10 seconds later, silent switch, so that if Yimpa is behind the smoke radio, for example, or Sphinx is behind the smoke, when the smoke fades, maybe he gets a little curious. He say, you know what, I'm gonna go try and get my 1v1 ramp. Boom. You have AWP in front of you, done. That's what you want. You want the sniper ramp to be a surprise, not something that you prepare for. Is that a door smoke? Yeah, I think so. So here, Tessit is just playing mini angle. First second he hears any kind of utility, he puts on his own Molotov to slow down the attack. And you can see it has the effect intended. The problem for kyousuke is that Brolan could see his feet if Brolan was coming in full focused. But Tessis is doing an incredible job getting all the aggro on him. Both Brolan and both Tessis and Nico did an excellent job here. I can rewatch it from Nico's POV as well. Hawkme10 and Crashed PC, thank you very much for the follows, guys. Oh my god. Talk about precise shooting from Falcons. I think, unfortunately for MOUZ, yeah, I was... Ray, you and I were thinking eye to eye here. Because I was going to say, unfortunately for MOUZ, I feel like they did a pretty poor job at putting pressure on the map elsewhere. And so for Falcons, it felt relatively easy to read that, you know, A was going to be the point of attack. And I don't think MOUZ did an excellent job at keeping all options open, or at least maintain the threat. You know, maintain the threat. Like, are we outside? We don't know. Are we gonna pop ramp? Maybe. Did we drop someone vent? You don't know that. They didn't do any of that. It was very bleak and dry around. So at the end of the day, Falcons had the right read. So Monacy gets one. Nico hears another one. So they have a bunch of information. Kixon needs one there. But it's a very risky position. It's so risky. Yeah. Okay. And I knew that was going to happen. The problem that Kixon has here is that when you... the closer he gets... Again, we're talking physics here, guys. We're talking physics here. The closer he gets to the exit of the vent, the faster the white swing is going to be, right? So you can definitely see when he's going to move forward a little bit. In my eyes, his cross replacement is absolutely wrong. Like, there's very, very, very few people who, in Torres' position here, would shoulder check the vent. Very few people. I will say 90%. 90% of the vent checks are the widest swing you can possibly find. And you will see, we can put it in slow-mo so you realize what I mean. Like, when Torres decides to go, you will see Kickson is impossible to track Torres. Incapable. It's normal. Look at this. Look. Here comes the swing. He hasn't reacted yet. Late reaction. He's getting pulled away. Zershan comes in. Easiest kill of his life. Like, this is a textbook. This is a textbook white swing, double peak. There's no, it cannot be more textbook than that. I think you made a mistake in your what's it called, spelling, Yonte. I get the joke you were going for, but I think you made a mistake. Or maybe I'm a rapper. I can't talk fast. He probably thought he didn't have the timing to go stairs to his right. No, but he could have stayed a bit further down, further in the vent, you know? Further in the vent with a cross replacement a bit more in the middle instead of going close like that, because he lost the timing to go close like that. He was too late. The reason you go close like that is if you want to peek towards secret, but he didn't have that timing. Like, he could hear, he didn't have the timing. So I think he should have backed off a little bit. My 2 cents. Rip GG. Thank you for the follow. But it was still handled. It was still very well handled by Falcons. At least the rest of the gang was there. Body on my, moving on my innocence. Body on my. Hello, coach. I like your analysis. What do you think about Falcons versus Aura? First of all, thank you very much. Hello to you. And I think that Falcons is going to win. It's if I was a betting man, I would favor Falcons. A-OK, thank you very much for the follow. You guys are absolutely showering me with follows today. Why MOUZ T-side is so weak nowadays? Well, in this very game right now, I don't really know how to give you, like, a proper breakdown, because I'm focusing mostly on Falcons. So I don't think I can give you, like, the... No, I don't bet. I don't. Great timing for kyousuke. kyousuke's timing to hit outside from under heaven has been top notch. Well, he's done his job. Huh? I don't bet. Yeah, Mr. Knight, sir. Let's be very clear here. I'm not sitting in a position where I tell you guys, hey, Kixon is a noob. I know Counter-Strike. Let me explain what he should do because I'm obviously much better than him. That's not the mindset here. When I notice something that I feel is a mistake, I'll point it out and I'll explain what my thought process is behind it. Now, I do realize the players who are live experiencing the game, things are a little bit more complicated than that. I get it. I'm not in a position of telling you like, ha, look at these noobs. Let me tell you what Counter-Strike is about. I just want to point out what I see, and I want to explain. Okay, then we're good. Because I don't want people to think that I'm positioning myself as like this high authority of Counter-Strike and I'm judging these noobs. Like, there's nothing to do with that. I just want to give a reasoning behind what I consider is a mistake and what would I have done and why is that a problem. That's all I want to do. Maverick, thank you very much for the follow. His spray control is... He's got a quick... kyousuke has a quick correction, like quick down correction when he's spraying. It's really, really impressive. Maniac, real question. Do you think the TO is letting the crowd giving hints for Falcons? I don't think so. But I'm not in the arena. I have worked EWC. Actually, I've worked 2 iterations of that. I don't think so. Again, I'm not there. I'm not at the event. I'm not in the arena, so... Hello, Hawk. How's it going? Alright, I got to speed, guys. We got 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes to finish this. This is a half bite. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got to speed it up. Man, Monesi has been playing ramp 3 rounds in a row, and now it's about to pay off. Oh, they didn't know about Impact. Are they aware of Sphinx? He was aware of Sphinx. It's just a question of timing, but he was aware of Sphinx. Well, this round is over. It is a bit unfortunate for QC because he was aware of the danger, but the timing of the peak was the worst possible. How you doing, Hawk? Maverick, thank you very much for the follow. Maybe I thanked you already. It doesn't matter. Twice is better than none. And Naira, thank you very much for the follow. You guys are absolutely covering me with follows today. I am very grateful. And I'm happy to meet new people too. I was going to say kyousuke's timing was good, but the problem is when the A side falls so quickly, then very obviously someone is going to be looking back. In order to find the timing from radio, you need to rely on a certain degree of chaos on A. And it wasn't the case, so... Now kyousuke is just fishing for information. Kixen is lower. It's not an unwinnable position. I think Kixen needs one. Kixen needs one absolutely. Ooh, he gives up the day. So by closing his angle and changing position, what Kixen is doing is he's basically being all in. Because if Kixen goes 1-for-1, then the T's will be so well established on the site that it's going to be a terribly hard clutch for kyousuke. Kyousuke won't have time to have any impact before, so he needs 2. And he gets 2. Holy hell. Whoa. What Kixen getting 2 is the difference between an impossible clutch and a completely possible situation for kyousuke now. This is Kixen. All of this is Kixen. All of it. And that's what I was telling you, like, by dropping back and changing position, Kixen put himself in an all-in position where he needed to get 2 in order to justify his repositioning and in order to give a chance to kyousuke the clutch. And he did it. I mean, when it's like that, brother, what you gotta do? Clap your hand, tip your hat, that's it. If you are going to get a later information in a clutch like that, then you better come up with kills. Because the consequence of that is that you're not setting up your last surviving teammate for a good clutch if you die only 1-for-1. I remember being upset at MOUZ play at the end of this map. Oh, well, we'll see. I'm trying to speed up. Je sais même plus l'heure qu'il est. Je vais la démaquiller. Also, a small mistake by MOUZ to not double sync. I agree with you. I agree. That Monesi T-side clutch was very awfully played by MOUZ. Is that something that I haven't seen yet? Oh. It's beautiful. It's job done, guys. Now you guys need to realize, if you're a ramp player like that, and you do -2 when they come at you like this, your job is done. Your job is done. Boom, job done. It doesn't matter if he dies after that. His job is done. He's accomplished his mission. If you are going to stay committed in a ramp position, you need 2. You can't get away with 1-for-1. 1-for-1 is putting your team in a bad position. The rule as an anchor is simple. Either you get 1 and survive, or you get 2 and die. That's the rule. And depending on which way you go, it's going to help you select the position you want to hold. But that's the rule. 1-for-1 as an anchor is not enough. It's not enough to set your team for victory. Put it this way. Costume d'Italie. A lot of viewers today. Oh, Take pause. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go to the second part of the demo now. I can do it, guys. I can do it. I'm gonna be fast. I'm gonna be Light McQueen. It's late second half. Okay, okay, okay. Dino and Zeno, thank you very much for the follows. Also, Zertian was having a terrible game yesterday. So far, he's in it on Nuke. He just found the opening kill on Nico. But I saw the stats. I saw the stats. Modesty ramp a lot, huh? You see, guys, huh? Falcons. Oh, Falcons relying quite heavily on Modesty being ramped with AWP. That frees up kyousuke for movement too. No, 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 no. Oh, did he headshot him? What a god. He managed to headshot him. Look. I mean, to me, he was dead, huh? Now, I thought 100% kyousuke is dead. What kind of headshot was that? 14 HP? Or was that a double? I don't know. That was confusing to me. But that's a ton of damage considering. Was that 3 body shots? Did he fire even 3 times? I'm losing time again. I think it was a headshot too. Because he just shot a bullet right now. That's not. Oh, that's a hit actually. You're right. You're right, Raider Ray. You're absolutely right. But I was confused because I thought the first bullet missed. But actually, all bullets connected. That's 3 shots. You're absolutely right. Good catch. Yeah, me too, Balash. I was halfway convinced. I was halfway convinced that this was just a 1 bullet headshot. I know, Automod blocked you for no reason. This was a completely acceptable comment you just made. I don't know what is wrong with Automod. Automod is going full woke. delusional woke. Are Falcons bullet boosted? What does? Oh, you mean they're bullets in the game if they are boosted? Is that what you mean? Maverick, I have no idea what you mean. Doav, thank you very much for the follow and welcome. 28 minutes. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I see that now. There's been a couple crash. Hey, Cloudberry, enjoy. How you doing? You've been lurking around. One round after they killed Monacy, after time he couldn't save his ult because they crashed. Yeah, I agree with you, Ray. The flick was insane. Thank you, Instance. Thank you, Instance. I don't even know why that term would be blocked in the first place. I know, Maverick, I had the same feeling, but this could just be a demo file thing here. That's why I watched it in slow-mo. Yeah, kyousuke had a really good nuke. Oh! He had a really good nuke. Oh, he had the right cross replacement. Orgy, baby. kyousuke had a. I will say though, by having Monacy playing ramp a lot. Okay, so there's 2. Oh, I like this song. Sorry. There's 2 elements to kyousuke's gameplay here. First of all, kyousuke played a lot under heaven. So twice kyousuke gave up ramp to play under heaven, found multi-kills. And secondly, I would say Monacy subbed for kyousuke a lot in ramp, allowing kyousuke to have movement in this game. You know, go down secret, fight in there, or go in heaven, go on A even. So it's not like he got all of his kills just ramp. Do you think Torji intended on the Molly explosion blocking kyousuke's vision? Yes. I think so, yes. I think so. Stay away too long. Forget you. Last forever. Delayed wall smoke? Did you see Nico's tier list? No, I have not. That's a cool trick they used there. You see what Falcons did here? This smoke is very much on purpose, and it's only one smoke because they want kyousuke to be able to play with the edge of the smoke here for that specific peak. This is on purpose. And it works. They get the kill thanks to that. It's very cool bait. No Hawk 6, I didn't see it. You cannot. Or maybe instance can allow you. Yeah, you got nuked for the link. What tier list is that? Force buy. MOUZ came back against Legacy from 3 to 9 T side and major nuke. They are good on CT but bad on T side. Okay. I don't remember the Legacy game. Ah, best players in history. Let's see. I'm going to whisper you. You can send it to me in whisper on Twitch, and I can post it myself. I sent you a whisper on Twitch, Hawk. If you want to send me the link directly, then I can post it myself. But I'm going to give you 20 more seconds after that. I go back into the demo because I'm running low on time. You can also do permit and they... Okay, I'm going to try and do it like that then. Let's try it. Boom. There you go. That's your moment. It keeps zipping. It's bugged then because I genuinely just gave you permission right now. Do you need right to cast EWC? Yes, you do. And I don't have them. I can't watch the game live, so I have to wrap this up, and then I'll let you guys go and enjoy the semi-final, which I will do too. Siempre que tú me ves, ando con la combi entera. Baby, tú sabes que yo ando siempre con la cartera. That was a weird round. That was a strange transition. This is relatively risky from kyousuke to just try and cross to main like that. Well, to be fair, he did get destroyed by Brolin. Ooh. Do you think kyousuke communicated right here? I feel like there was no sense of urgency for the second Falcons player who dies. Look at this. So Brolin kills kyousuke. Massive headshot, of course. But in that kill right now... Oh, never mind. I take my criticism back. Brolin was just absolutely freaking lightning fast. Yeah, even Nico said nice shot, and yeah. Yeah, even Nico said nice shot, and that's fair. I have no criticism. I look at my faceit stats, and I have 42% headshot. I need to hit more headshots. Play the headshot only deathmatch. Helped me a lot in my career. Falcons is not supposed to find themselves in such a good position so easily. I think so too, Mr. Blackblade. Cloudberry. Oh, wait. Well, Nico is the hero of this round by a very, very large margin. I just wanted to see how he got the opening kill. How does Nico find an opening kill? Oh my god. Okay then. That'll do it. That will do it. Yeah. Did you see that opening? Hey, Reset, I can coach you. Book me on Medify. We'll get you to level 10. No joke. I coach people. I'm having a really good time. Why yo? Yeah. Oh my god, this round from Nick. No, exactly. Rated is like. I mean, I don't want to be annoying, but there, it really feels like just an instant headshot. I guess maybe Jimpat wasn't exactly mentally ready for that to happen, so he wasn't exactly on his guard, but yeah, he had a perfect cross replacement. He really did. So wall smoke. I think Falcons have identified a weakness lower because they've been putting so much effort into getting lower control. Multiple rounds now. Oh, that's me in my eye. Baby, cosa odio. No one is lower, so this is going to be a freebie. MOUZ is going to save. If you stay 5 upper, you don't rotate lower, you don't retake. Yeah, I know, Ray, and it's terrible because, unfortunately for them, Falcons made the right call. Kickson goes lower. Yeah, I do coach. Wait, hold on. This is not a joke. Well, I need to write proper English. This is not a joke. I do coaching, and I'm having a really good time. I appreciate it a lot. I love working with people, getting to see them improve over time. This is extremely gratifying work, and it's good experience for me as well. And I'm tempted to say, considering my resume, the prices are correct. Like $50 an hour, considering my resume, I don't think is exaggerated. They have different modes of smoke too, huh? They had the regular one, now they did the Navi closer to main, and then did you see that move? We see it really nicely from kyousuke's perspective. How Falcons is trying to catch the they want to catch the secret player sleeping. You see how so Spinks kills Kixen, and Monesi and Nico just immediately white swing from the smoke to try and find him. How do we watch the semifinals? I've been living in a cave for months. Go to a website called hltv.org, and you can find the link to the streams there for the semifinal. Thank you, Martinez, for your nice testimony. I will say though, Falcons have lost a couple of silly rounds on Nuke. Like, they're in control, their CT side was great, but they have lost now 2 silly rounds. I mean, this has been a battle of forced by. Watch this round. Okay, I'm watching this round. I'm watching. And there will be the clutch. Okay. That adjustment. Mr. Zinho, thank you very much for the follow. Okay. 4 versus 3. Good situation for MOUZ. Spinks lower. He's got it under control. Oh, they even 2? Yeah, the shot. Okay, so now they're going for reinformation. I think Tezis has Spinks booked, but then Jimpat should be able to trade. Not even. Not even. Not even. 3 versus 2. Oh, the timing. That's unfortunate. Spinks gave away his life just because he missed. But they know about Jimpat. So Monesi is focused on Jimpat. They know about him. They're not gonna be naive to that. Tessis had the information. This is why you see Monesi peeking like that, because they were aware of Jimpat's position. Torji kills. Okay, so now you're telling me Monesi is gonna win this. All right, Monesi POV. Let's go. Terrible 1 versus 2. Terrible 1 versus 2. 20 seconds left. 19 seconds, 18 seconds running outside like a rabbit. Right now I'm making a face because I can't possibly compute how the T can win this. Why would you molly there? Why? Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Very simply said, you know, there is a saying in English. I'm pretty sure we have the same in French. We say the perfect is the enemy of the good. Right? And this is the first thing that comes to my mind when I see this clutch from Torji. The perfect is the enemy of the good. Sure, if you had managed to put out the Molotov early enough, if you had put down the molly early enough, then the clutch would really be perfect because there is no way m0NESY could actually cross that Molotov and fight you, right? But you could have also just very simply kept your angle. Time was in your favor. You didn't need to try and do the perfect thing. The perfect is the enemy of the good. Play simple Counter-Strike there. Hold the close line, you're good, you're safe. Throwing that Molotov was technically the worst thing that could possibly be done at that very time. Can you check when Jimmy started running? What is the complaint? People started blaming him. I understand that he's running. I understand. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. What Jimmy wants is to avoid m0NESY being able to reposition and reset the clutch. Unfortunately for him, it was very well inspired from m0NESY to just duck behind the box, come out. But I understand what Jimpa is doing here. I get it. He wanted to avoid the resettling or the resetting of a 1v1. He wanted to be able to play off of the information. I mean, yeah, Torji just needed to kill him. Not throw out a Molotov. Bro, you got everything you need. Like Torji, m0NESY is pressed by time so much. All you gotta do is kill him instead of putting out the molly like that. I don't know. It's obviously easier to backseat game, but yes. He could have hidden. He could have just stayed under and killed him when he was crossing. I think putting this Molotov down was... He thought this was the perfect play. Turned out to be a terrible idea. Because he gave away his position, it allowed m0NESY to swing side very focused. Oh yeah, that was definitely a wrong decision. There's no saving it. Affirmatif, je parle mal et je réponds au keuf. Well, Dusty Mercy, I will tell you that considering how Torji is playing this very round right now, it feels like he was pretty much back in the game quickly. And that you can have some respect for that too. Because a lot of players would have actually disappeared after that. And right after, he comes up with a triple kill, so it doesn't feel like he was too... I mean, I would say the answer is in the game, right? The answer is in the gameplay, right? He just answered back with a triple kill next round, so this is all the bounce back you can hope from, I think. He desk slammed but recovered quickly. Yeah, look, we're not machines, we're not robots. Ooh, that's a good opening. Ooh, that's a very good opening of the smoke. We're not machines, we're not robots. Sometimes we all have emotions that are hard to control. What matters is to be able to reset the next round and give your best again. Like if you wanna exceptionally slap a desk, exceptionally, but I can see that you're mentally in the next round, it's fine. It's fine, you're not a machine. What matters is to be back fully for the next round. That's the rule. Revient sale. Did they eco again? No. Okay, so what are we doing now? We are trying to go inside. They hadn't done that yet. I think I'm gonna manage chat. It's 426. I think I'll manage. I think I'll do it. We'll manage. And thank you for all of you to sticking out. I need to improve my CT side. Any tips? Hire me as a coach, and we can discuss that. To be fair, this is just it's a semi joke, but I have been discussing everything I was looking on my monitor all the whole time. So hopefully, maybe you caught a couple tips here and there. Kyosuke went 3-9 on the T side. By the way, it's true. He hasn't had a whole lot of impactful positions or impactful plays. Are they gonna disrespect? Are they vent dropping? They are vent dropping. Ooh, the mid-round vent drop. The mid-round vent drop with the bomb. The problem is he cannot commit to that bomb plan. Jimpa is here for sure. He knows it. He did not know it. Yeah, that was naive. This was naive from Kyosuke. There's no world in which the RAM player isn't there on time. Not how loud he was. So you would have had to expect the RAM player to be there, ready to defend the bomb site. Man, when you think about the scoreline, you really think that this Torji misplayed clutch could have changed a whole lot of things, huh? Which is sad. Oh, hello, Wasp. By the way. Are they gonna win off of a small buy? I know, Cloudberry. The problem for Falcons here is that they have absolutely zero util, so they need to rely on gunfights. Nico has the M4, so he can pivot from heaven to main. I like this. I like this from Kyusuke. I like this a lot. Yeah, because MOUZ have a habit of resetting their retakes. It's something that they do a whole lot. They reset the retakes a lot. There's two things important in this clutch, guys, and after that I'll let you go. There's two things important in this clutch. I'll show you what I mean. Oh, now I can't go back now that this was. Oy. There was a cause and an effect between Nico and Kyosuke. If you realize, I was on Kyosuke's POV, and Kyosuke retook main. He took a wider angle, and he retook main. And as he was doing that, he freed up Nico to only look at heaven, which then gets a double kill. So that's what I mean. It's like there's a cause and consequences, right? You have your CT Vent player who's taking a risk. He's retaking main. He doesn't see anybody. This frees the bomb side player to only look at heaven because he doesn't have to worry about this pivot position anymore. He just has to look at heaven. So this was that's an interesting bug. There was a cause and consequence here. All right, chat. We did it. 429. Am I Swiss or what? Am I from Switzerland or what? Am I perfectly on time? Quick prediction. I still say Vitality. I'll say Vitality in 3 maps, Falcons in 2. I'll say Vitality in 3 maps and Falcons in 2. Hey, this was a great stream, chat. I mean it. We had a lot of conversations about Counter-Strike. We had meaningful conversations, a lot of chatters, a lot of activity, a lot of follows. This was a really, really, really great stream. So thank you. I appreciate it. I do. These type of streams are very rewarding for me. Extremely much. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get settled. Watch this Vitality Mongols. I imagine most of you will do the same. You guys enjoy. And tomorrow, same place, same time. We're probably gonna rewatch one of the semifinals. I imagine, because I'll be there. Well, I'll be around. So I'll see you tomorrow. Before I forget, Joza and Death Onyx, thank you very much for the follows. Thank you everybody for sticking with me today, talking Counter-Strike.